Welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program. And today we are talking about a very fascinating part of the world, located in the northwest part of Spain. It's a DO in Spain known as Bierzo. You got to do the Bierzo. The real way to do it is the Bierzo, but you know, a lot of people here in the US say it's Bierzo, but it's Bierzo. Where do we find it? Oh, here we go. They all have these little like sticker mod. You can just zoom in right there. This very fascinating DO in the northwest of Spain, Bierzo, is right around the hook. You know how Spain has that hook right there. Is producing some really fascinating wines, and specifically from the grape of Mencia, which is a very interesting grape varietal that was really kind of pissed on as like a peasant. Up to like the late 1970s, people started really feeling it, and we really started seeing in the late 1990s a little bit of a love fest with the grape varietal here, especially in the Bierzo area, and there's really some interesting wines coming out of this area. I've been really excited about doing a show on this specific area of the world, and these three wines will represent that show here for you today. That being said, I also want to announce a very major contest, as many of you have already pre-bought the Vaniac Cab. Link that up. You know that little Vaniac Cab little link we have on the side there. Just link that up. We are now having the label contest. So one of you Vaniacs out there, creative ones, will design the label for the Vaniac Cab that all the thousands of Vaniacs out there that are going to get this wine will receive. So we have a little video for you explaining it, plus a little bit of a link. So link that up as well. Scroll down underneath the video and click that. But here's the video explaining the Vaniac Cab contest.
Vaniacs, greetings, Happy New Year. Stu from Crushpad. I'm here with Jenny Dahl, our head designer here at the winery, and everyone's been really excited about the Vaniac label contest. I get so many emails about this. We're ready to go. So the wine, even though it's not going to get bottled for, another 8 months or so, we want to get the wine label rolling. So we've chosen a really cool label for you. We wanted something really stately and elegant. And although Jenny works with a lot of design, this is a special one that we're kind of doing right now, a new label face that we're using, and it's called CP011.
This is a 5 1/4 high by 3 1/2 inch wide label, and we'll print it on some beautiful bright white felt. It'll print 4-color CMYK for you designers who know what I'm talking about. You can do photography, as long as it's original. You can have it just be type. So go nuts, have fun.
Are there any things we can't do?
Yes.
Any no-nos?
Big no-nos. No profanity, please. No obscenity, please. Do not make any claims that the wine has medicinal purposes and or superpowers. No superpowers. Use your superpowers solely for creating the label. If it's not original artwork, stay clear of it.
Jenny, what are some ideas that people could, where can people find inspiration?
Go to your local liquor store, stand in front of the shelf, and see which labels you like. See what inspires you.
So you can upload your image to the Vaniac group on CrushNet. If you haven't bought your wine and signed up on CrushNet, you're going to have to do that first. Otherwise, we're never going to see your picture. So you can upload the image to CrushNet, and then what's going to happen is really cool. We're going to get all those images up there, and then Gary V himself is going to choose a few of his favorites, and we're going to vote on which label is going to be gracing the 2007 Vaniac Cab.
You'll also be able to download designer specs in the event that everything that I just said went right by you. Once I get started, Stu, I just can't stop.
Thanks, Vaniacs. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye. Good luck. Can't wait to see your designs. Yay!
All right, thank you, Crushpad peeps, for that video. Hopefully you guys will enter, really looking for the creativity of all the Vayner Nation out there. Very excited about this process and this product. The Cabernet is going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be hitting it up this spring to fool around with it a little bit more on some blending, so keep your ear to the ground on a way that you can come to San Fran and join me in a little blendy blend together. Now, let's get focused on the Mencia Grape first and foremost. Thought to be a distant relative to Cabernet Franc for a very long time until we did some DNA searching. That's right, Chris and I did some. Called you Chris. Did some DNA work together, and And we, no, not really, but there was some DNA work done, and obviously the Mencia Grape was found not to be a relative to Cabernet Franc. There's about almost 10,000 hectares now planted of Mencia Grape, quite a bit in the Bierzo region, and Bierzo is allowing only 2 red grape varietals consistently, which is Grenache and the Mencia grape. There is something they call the experimental grape group of Tempranillo, Merlot, and Cabernet, and those wines are not allowed to be in any final blend any more than 15%. But we're still seeing just people dabble with that. The real dominant grape varietal is the Mencia, and let's get into the first wine, the La Mano Mencia. This is the 2006 vintage wine. This is rated 90 points by Jay Miller, who is the wine critic for Spanish wines for Robert Parker's Wine Advocate, and it is $8. Now, Jay Miller did not give any tasting notes to the 90-point score, but that's an awfully big score for an $8 wine, and if this is a home run, this becomes a huge play for all the maniacs out there. I like the little, you see that, Matt? It's a little like, oh, no, it's a little Spock-like. Do you see? It's a little, anyway, a lot of people like to drink these wines in Spain, especially in that northwest area, just on a very casual porch-like with various cuisines. Did I say it's got American oak? Yeah, aged in American oak for 3 months. Kind of interesting. And it says, good with Asian food. Very interesting. Back label's fascinating. Nice color, dark, 8 bones. Mencia, La Mano. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Come in, Crest, a little bit with like a little bit of like a cola, like maybe like a blueberry cola, like if Coke came out with like blueberry flavor instead of lemon lime, but the lime, you know, that kind of stuff. Then I think you can get a little bit of that kind of snippy snip on this nose. I do get a little bit of like a dried tea leaf component on the nose as well, and a little black currant. Just a hair though. A little pepper as well. Let's give it a whirl. Great tobacco flavor. It hits you immediately. And a nice like strawberry and bacon wrapped wiener dog. You know, like take some strawberries and bacon and wrap them around a little wiener, a little hot dog. I get a little bit of that kind of component. I get like I guess what I'm getting is a little bit of a meatiness, which could be the hot dog and the bacon, pepper, strawberries, good medium-bodied wine. Give it one more shot. Good complexity, good richness. Jay Miller did not go insane on this one. I'm in the same range as him. I'm going to go 89 points. But this is very fresh, very vibrant. A very good play for $8. Good back-end structure, great with food. I would drink this for the next 1 or 2 years. I wouldn't say this is a big put-away wine. But boy, for casual drinking, this is a nice little wine. I think it's very decent. You know, 88 plus, 89 points. So you can see I'm leaning a little more towards the 88 than the 90. But some nice flavors. I'd love to... Asian food? I don't know, but, you know, lamb. This would be a really nice play if you're a lamb player. What is a lamb player? If you're a lamb eater. This could be a tremendous little pairing. This is a good little value, good brightness. I do get a little lilac on the back end. I'm very prone to picking up floral components. I do get a little bit here. I think this is very solid. I'm very happy with this wine. For $8, it's a tremendous buy, and it's a good start. Let's move on. The Pilgrimage, 2006, Mencia from Bierzo, 88 points, Jay Miller, $12 US. Let's see what's going on here. A little rinsey rinse. Let's give a little bit of a shout out now too. Happy birthday, Lucinda Holman. So I hope you enjoy that little birthday shout out. Let's see what's going on here. Let's give it a sniffy sniff. Tight nose, not much coming through on the nose. Tight nose, really tight. Getting a little bit, like that. You see what I want? A little bit of a cherry component, but pretty tight nose, guys. Let's give it a whirl. tastes a little bit like liver, believe it or not, on the entry. Wow. Excuse me for a sec. Interesting. I was going to talk about like liver and the leather. A lot of bacon on this one too, like bacon grease. Back in the day, when we first came from Eastern Europe, my mom would like scoop, like she would cook bacon and like take bread and scoop the pan mott. I mean, you know, we didn't. That's why everybody died at 50 in Russia. All their hearts got exploded. But you know, I used to do that too, and so I remember, especially because she cooked with onions. I get like a very earthy, gamey, bacony onion kind of play in the beginning. But then the reason I said excuse me and I came back, just asking Eric about something he's coding. I'm in the middle of the show, but I was just curious. Oh, awesome! Come on. Is it going well? Sorry, just very important. Eric's working something cool. Anyway.
Shout out, Corbin.
No, not yet. So, why don't you know what? Get over here. Get over here. Eric, original Mott. Is it okay if Eric comes? I know you guys have beef that he was the original camera guy.
Right.
Here's a little fun fact for.
East Coast, West
Why
Coast.
don't you help me give a shout out to our good friend
Hey, Troy, Corbin, what's up, man?
Troy.
You've
Eric,
talked to him on
Gary.
Twitter before. He's called you out with the Jets.
Did he make me upset?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Troy. So big shout out to Troy. And what do you think about all this? 600 plus episodes since you were behind the camera for the first 100?
180, something like that.
150-ish.
Oh, you say 180? He says
That's when it
150.
jumped the shark.
Get him off the camera, Mott. Mott, you made my show jumping shark. You guys are gonna fight.
I did the tasting one.
You did 148.
Yeah.
It's true, but Mott's done some classic. Mott was outside holding. That was a classic.
I was filming that one.
I know. Sorry, totally getting sidetracked. So let's get focused on this. This wine's very interesting. It starts off, like I said, with the liver and the onions and very bacony and just like real food, and then it really finishes very fruity. So it goes it's kind of that sour sweet play. Instead of sweet and sour, this is sour sweet, and I find that quite fascinating. For 12 bones, I think that's an interesting play and experience all on its own. Let me give it one more sniff and taste. I kind of like this wine. It's kind of simple. It's kind of basic. It reminds me a little bit of the Lamano in its spirit. But at the end of the day, I find it to be in a similar range. I'm going to score this wine 89 points. A little bit for my palate. I can't get away from being fascinated by this little onion play that this wine brings to the table. And for my palate, that's a huge coup. Now, that being said, if you hate onions, you might not like this. And again, this doesn't taste like onion juice. It's just this subtle nuance that makes me think of it, makes me taste it a little bit, that I like so much. Great little wine. Both wines really showing good synergy, good complexity, good flavor profile. And right off the bat, this reminds me why I've been hot on Bierzo, because these wines are really good value plays. And so far, both wines did not disappoint. Now, this is the beast of this episode. This is comes from the Palacios. What just happened? The Palacios family, which is a major wine-producing family in Spain. And this is the Pedalos. This is great. Gorgeous art. 2006 Pedalos from Bierzo. 91 points, J. Miller. $18 US. And this comes from 60 to 100-year-old Mencia vines. So you're getting really old vines here. Structured, cultured. Whoa, that was cool. See that? It's like wise. These vines are wise. Are you watching American Idol?
I watched about 5 minutes of it.
What? Let's give it a sniffy sniff. 14% alcohol content, really dark color, really good nose. I mean, this is really bringing some heat. Not heat in the sense of heat, but like thunder. Good, dark plum flavors on the nose, wrapped around some really like cracked pepper, like, great pepper component on the nose. Very intense fruit, very focused. This is really nice nose. I mean, this is really shaping up to be a pretty impressive episode. Mott, as you know, a lot of times we've done a lot of places that I've been happy about. Ribolla Gialla comes to mind all the time, but several other places, and the wines don't perform. But these wines have been really showing well, and this one really has the potential on the nose to be the beast of the whole batch. A little bit of clove coming through. Very interesting nose. I almost get a little tomato juice residue kind of thing going on. Maybe V80. Let's give it a whirl. I get a basil-y green pepper component right off the top, so I get a little bit of greenness that I like. That's vegetal, but not too over the top. So Cabernet Franc fans, maybe that's where the Cabernet Franc play is coming from. Really, really textured, great mouthfeel. I mean, it feels nice in there. I mean, this wine just nice. It belongs in my mouth. Great silkiness. Great intense blackberry, mulberry flavors coming through. A little creaminess from the oak. Very balanced is this wine. Let me give it one more shot. This is a wine a lot of you will like out there. Very polished, very intense, very well made. I actually think Jay Miller underscored this wine. That doesn't happen every day. I'm going to go 92 plus points of this wine. I think this is a spectacular effort that will last for 5 to 7 years. And believe it or not, I would pair this with pizza with anchovies. I'm telling you, if you are a pizza eater that likes to put the chovies on, then you need to go find out and find this little wine, which might be a little difficult. It's probably a short production wine, but extremely well. It's imported by Rare Wine Company out of California, so I know they get a lot of distribution in California. So if you're a California head, number one, boo Raiders and 49ers and Chargers, but yay, you should probably be able to find this wine at under $20. This is one of the better wines that have crossed our table in a little bit of a while. Very, very good stuff. Good stuff. Anchovies, I'm telling you. Delish. Good wine. Talked about the label contest. Gave the big birthday shout out to Lucinda. So now it is time to ask you the question of the day, which is, what do you put on the top of your pizza? You, with a little bit of me, we are changing. Guys, go out and find Bierzo. It is really a serious place. Whether they like it or not. Can't remember where I finished. See you later.